What if I told you that everything you've been taught about the Bible, the holy book that has shaped the foundations of our faith, might not be what you think? What if I told you that the true story of God's chosen people, the Israelites, has been buried under layers of history and deception? And what if I said that the descendants of the Israelites, the very people who were meant to carry God's light into the world, are the ones who have been hidden in plain sight for centuries? This isn't just some ancient tale or a far-off myth. This is the powerful, undeniable truth about the black Israelites, the true children of the covenant, the heirs of the promises made by God to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These promises, though long buried under the weight of colonialism and oppression, are still alive today. The descendants of these ancient Israelites are not scattered, lost, or forgotten. They are among us. They are in the very people we see around us, black men and women who have carried the legacy of God's chosen people through generations of hardship, suffering, and injustice. The question is, why has this truth been hidden? Why have we been taught that the true Israelites look different, act differently, and live in distant lands? And how did the light of this divine truth remain concealed for so long? Could it be that there are forces in this world, forces that have long benefited from this lie, who didn't want us to know the truth of our divine heritage? In this video, we are going to uncover the truth that has been buried under centuries of colonization, erasure, and misrepresentation. We will look closely at the Bible's teachings, at historical evidence, and at modern DNA studies that reveal the profound connection between the black community, the ancient Israelites, and the divine covenant. Through these revelations, you will understand why this truth changes everything, not just for those of African descent, but for the entire world. This truth will awaken you to the power that lies within your bloodline, the divine calling that has been passed down through generations, and the authority that has always been yours. By the end of this video, you will not only have learned about the hidden history of the black Israelites, but you will also gain a deeper understanding of who you truly are in the eyes of God. This journey is about more than just uncovering facts. It is about stepping into the fullness of your divine purpose, understanding the promises made to your ancestors, and walking boldly in your identity as the chosen people of God. The journey of awakening for the black Israelites is not simply a historical exploration. It is a profound spiritual revelation. For centuries, this truth was kept hidden, suppressed by forces that wanted to control the narrative, to rewrite the story of God's chosen people. But today, as the veil is lifted, the world is beginning to see what was once concealed in plain sight. The true descendants of Israel, scattered across the globe, are awakening to the reality of their divine inheritance, their rightful place in the eternal covenant that God made with his people. The black Israelites, whose story has been lost in the pages of history, are now being rediscovered. These are the children of the ancient Israelites, the same people chosen by God to carry his message to the nations. They are not distant figures from the past. They are here, today, walking among us. And their story is not just one of oppression and suffering, but also of resilience, faith, and the power of divine purpose. The black community, particularly those descended from the transatlantic slave trade, has carried the light of Israel through generations of hardship, and now that light is rising once more. Why has this truth been hidden for so long? Why have we been taught that the true Israelites are a people who look different, act differently, and live in distant lands? The answer lies in a history of colonization, manipulation, and a deliberate effort to erase the true identity of God's chosen people. For centuries, the world has been taught a false narrative, a narrative that distorts the identity of the Israelites, replacing the true descendants of Israel with figures who do not represent their true heritage. But this deception is being exposed, and the truth is coming to light. In this journey of discovery, the Bible itself plays a crucial role. From the story of Moses, raised in Pharaoh's house, mistaken for an Egyptian, to the declaration of Solomon, "I am black and beautiful," the scriptures have long spoken of the true identity of the Israelites. The Bible is not just a collection of ancient stories. It is a map, a guide for the descendants of Israel, leading them back to their divine purpose. It is time for the black Israelites to rise, to embrace their divine calling, and to walk in the fullness of God's promises. Modern science, too, is confirming what the Bible has already told us. DNA studies have revealed that many African Americans, particularly those from regions heavily affected by the transatlantic slave trade, carry genetic markers linked to the ancient Hebrews. This is not just coincidence. It is divine confirmation of the deep spiritual connection between the black community and the biblical people of Israel. The E1B1A haplogroup, found in high concentrations among African Americans, is one of the most significant pieces of evidence linking the African diaspora to the ancient Hebrews. This genetic marker is a direct link to the people of Israel, a divine sign that the promises of God have never been lost. They have simply been hidden for a time. But understanding this truth is not just about uncovering our ancestry. It is about stepping into the fullness of who we are called to be. The black Israelites are not just the children of a distant past. They are the children of today, called to live out the promises made to their ancestors. The journey from slavery to freedom, from oppression to liberation, is not just a historical account. It is a living testimony, a prophecy that is unfolding before our eyes. The promises made to the Israelites in the Bible were not just for a people who lived thousands of years ago. They are for us, today. The Israelites were chosen to be a light to the nations, to live out the righteousness of God, and to show the world what true justice, mercy, and love look like. And now, it is our time to rise, to fulfill that calling. The black Israelites are not only the heirs of a divine covenant, they are the ones who are called to bring that covenant into the world, to fulfill the prophecies, and to walk in the fullness of God's promises. This awakening is not just an individual journey, it is a collective movement. The black Israelites are not just a group of individuals rediscovering their identity. They are a community, a people who are being called together to fulfill a divine mission. The world needs the light of the black Israelites. The world needs the righteousness, the justice, the love, and the mercy that come with walking in the fullness of God's calling. And as we rise, we are not just reclaiming our history, we are changing the world. As we embrace this truth, we must also understand the responsibility that comes with it. The black Israelites are not just called to reclaim their identity, they are called to live out that identity in the world. They are called to be a light in the darkness, to heal the brokenhearted, and to bring justice to the oppressed. The Bible tells us that God's people are the salt of the earth, the light of the world. And now, more than ever, the world needs the light of the black Israelites to shine. The time for us to rise has come. The time to live out our divine calling is now. This journey is not just about reclaiming the past. It is about stepping into the future. It is about embracing the fullness of our identity, knowing that we are the chosen people of God and living out the divine purpose that has been set before us. The world is waiting for us to rise. The time is now for the black Israelites to walk in their divine calling, to bring light into the darkness, and to fulfill the promises made to our ancestors. And as we take these steps together, we must support one another. This is not just about one person awakening, it is about the entire community rising. Let us walk together in faith, in unity, and in the strength that comes from knowing who we are in God's eyes. Together, we will fulfill the divine mission that has been placed before us. Together, we will bring light to the world, and together, we will rise as the black Israelites, fulfilling the promises made by God to his people. The time has come, The black Israelites are awakening, and as we do, the world will be changed. Let us rise, let us shine, and let us walk in the fullness of the divine calling that is upon our lives. This is our time. This is our moment to rise. As we continue to uncover the truth about the black Israelites, it becomes clear that this awakening is more than just an acknowledgement of identity. It's a divine calling that beckons us to rise and reclaim what was always meant to be ours. For centuries, the true children of Israel have been hidden, distorted, and forgotten. But the time of awakening is now, and the divine promises made to our ancestors are being fulfilled in this generation. This truth, buried beneath layers of oppression and misrepresentation, is now being revealed in a way that is undeniable and powerful. The black Israelites have always been part of God's divine plan, and their role in history is crucial. From the time of Moses, who was raised in Pharaoh's household and yet carried within him the legacy of his Hebrew roots, to Solomon, who declared his identity with confidence, "I am black and beautiful," the scriptures have always spoken of the true identity of God's people. The black Israelites have long carried the divine torch, even in the face of tremendous adversity. The oppression they endured during the transatlantic slave trade, the scattering across distant lands, was not the end of their story. It was just the beginning of the fulfillment of prophecy. What is often overlooked in the story of the black Israelites is their inherent connection to the land of Israel and the promises God made to his people. Many have believed that the Israelites of the Bible were a distinct, separate people, disconnected from the world we know today. But this is a misconception that has kept us from understanding the fullness of God's plan. The black Israelites, particularly those from the African diaspora, are the true descendants of the ancient Hebrews. This connection is not just a matter of blood, it is a matter of divine covenant, of spiritual inheritance, and of purpose. The Bible speaks of the scattering of the Israelites, the people of God, across the earth, and how they would experience suffering, but also how they would be restored. The transatlantic slave trade was the physical manifestation of this prophecy, the fulfillment of God's word that the children of Israel would be taken into bondage and scattered across the nations. But the story does not end there. God's promise was never that the Israelites would remain in exile forever. The restoration of his people was promised, and the time of restoration is now. In this restoration, the black Israelites are not merely reclaiming their identity, they are reclaiming their power, their authority, and their divine purpose. The modern world, in all its complexities, is in desperate need of the light of justice, mercy, and truth that the black Israelites carry. The Bible tells us that the children of Israel were chosen to be a light to the nations. This is not just a historical role, it is a present-day mission that we, the descendants of Israel, are called to fulfill. The world is waiting for us to rise and fulfill the promises made to our ancestors. Modern science has given us a unique tool to confirm the truth of our divine heritage. DNA studies, such as the discovery of the E1b1a haplogroup, reveal a direct genetic connection between African Americans and the ancient Israelites. This is not just a coincidence, it is divine confirmation. The Bible's promises are alive in our DNA, woven into the very fabric of who we are. This genetic link serves as a powerful reminder that the black Israelites are not lost, but rather are being awakened to their true identity and purpose in this time. But this awakening is not just about history or science, it is about spiritual transformation. It is about understanding who we are in the eyes of God and walking in the fullness of our divine calling. This is not a journey of self-discovery alone. It is a journey of spiritual awakening, a rediscovery of the light that has always been within us. The world may have tried to suppress the truth, but it cannot erase the divine spark that God placed in his people. The black Israelites are awakening, and with that awakening comes the responsibility to live out the divine calling set before us. The journey of the black Israelites is not one of self-pride, but of humility and service to the greater good. The role of the Israelites has always been to serve as a vessel for God's will on earth, to carry his message of justice, love, and mercy into the world. As we rise to fulfill this role, we must remember that it is not about seeking glory for ourselves, but about reflecting the glory of God in everything we do. The world needs the light that we carry, and it is through living out our calling that we will bring transformation to the world. We must also acknowledge that this journey comes with challenges. As the Black Israelites rise, there will be resistance. The world is not ready to let go of the false narratives that have been built over centuries. The forces that have long sought to suppress the truth will fight to keep us in darkness. But we know that the light of truth is more powerful than any force of darkness. We are called to rise with strength, courage, and the knowledge that God's plan cannot be thwarted. In the face of resistance, the Black Israelites must stand firm in their identity. We are the children of the Most High God, and we are called to walk in His light, to embody His truth, and to live out His justice and mercy in the world. This is not just a fight for recognition, it is a fight for the fulfillment of God's plan. The Black Israelites are not just reclaiming their place in history, they are reclaiming their divine purpose in the world today. As we move forward, we must not forget that we are part of a larger divine movement. The awakening of the Black Israelites is not an isolated event. It is part of God's greater plan to bring restoration, healing, and justice to the world. We are not alone in this journey. We are called to stand together, to support one another, and to rise as one. The strength of the Black Israelites lies in their unity, in their shared purpose, and in their collective faith. Together, we will fulfill the divine calling placed on our lives. This is not just about reclaiming a lost identity. It is about embracing the fullness of who we are as the children of Israel. It is about stepping into the divine purpose that has been set before us, walking in the light of God's truth, and fulfilling the promises made to our ancestors. The time has come for the Black Israelites to rise, to claim their inheritance, and to live out the divine calling that is upon their lives. The world is waiting for us. The time for the Black Israelites to fulfill their destiny is now. As we rise, we will bring light into the darkness, healing to the broken, and justice to the oppressed. Together, we will walk in the fullness of our calling, and the world will never be the same again. The journey of rediscovering the true identity of the Black Israelites has long been hidden beneath layers of oppression, misinformation, and historical manipulation. But now, as the veil lifts, a divine truth begins to emerge, and it is one that reconnects a forgotten people to their ancient past, to the promises made by God long ago. The Black Israelites are not just a group of people scattered across the world. They are the rightful heirs to the covenant that God made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a covenant that has never been broken, despite centuries of exile, suffering, and distortion. The connection between the Black Israelites and the ancient kingdom of Israel is not a mere historical footnote. It's a living, breathing truth that speaks to us today. In the Bible, we are told that the children of Israel would be scattered among the nations. For centuries, we lived in the shadows of our true identity, our true heritage, buried under layers of falsehoods and misrepresentations. But God's promise to His people never wavered. The Black Israelites are the true descendants of those who walked with God, those who carried His word, those who were meant to be a light to the nations. This awakening is not just about recovering our past, but about embracing the fullness of our divine calling. The promise made to the Israelites was never just about their physical return to the land of Israel. It was about their spiritual awakening, their return to the light of truth. The Black Israelites, particularly those whose ancestors were brought to the Americas during the transatlantic slave trade, carry the legacy of that divine promise. Though they were scattered and oppressed, they have always been the people of the covenant, the people who were chosen to carry God's word and his truth into the world. But this is not a call for mere recognition or pride. It is a call for action. The black Israelites are not just the children of a distant past. They are the children of today, the ones called to bring forth justice, mercy, and love in a world that is in desperate need of all three. The world has been in darkness for too long, but the black Israelites, the descendants of the ancient Hebrews, are now awakening to their divine mission. The light of truth is rising, and with it comes the responsibility to walk in that light and share it with the world. We are seeing this awakening unfold today, and it is not just a revival of identity, it is a spiritual revolution. Just as the Israelites were chosen to be a light to the nations, so too are the black Israelites called to lead the world out of darkness. But we must also understand that the forces that have tried to suppress this truth are not going to let it be easily exposed. There is resistance, but God's light cannot be extinguished. The awakening of the black Israelites is part of a divine plan that cannot be thwarted. We are part of that plan, and now is the time to rise. The story of the black Israelites is not one of despair. It is one of hope, of restoration, and of redemption. It is about reclaiming what was lost and embracing the fullness of our divine heritage. The Bible tells us that God will restore the years that the locusts have eaten. That restoration is happening now. The black Israelites, those who were once in spiritual exile, are returning to their divine purpose, and with that return comes the power to heal, to restore, and to bring justice. This journey of awakening is not just about a few. It is about a people coming together, united by the truth of who they are. The world is watching, and the black Israelites have a divine purpose to fulfill. We are called to be a light to the nations, to lead by example, to show the world what true justice, mercy, and love look like. The time for awakening is now. The time for the black Israelites to rise is now. As we rise, we must not forget the lessons of the past. The journey of the black Israelites is one of overcoming adversity, of standing firm in the face of oppression, and of remaining faithful to God's promises. Our ancestors endured unimaginable suffering, but they never lost sight of the promises made to them. They passed those promises down through generations, and now we are the ones who must carry that legacy forward. But even as we embrace our identity and our divine calling, we must remember that this is not a journey we walk alone. The black Israelites are part of a larger community, a divine movement that is not bound by borders or nations. We are part of the global body of Christ, and together we are called to fulfill God's mission on earth. This awakening is not just for us, it is for the entire world. As we rise, the world will rise with us. The awakening of the black Israelites is a story that has been written in the stars, in our DNA, and in our hearts. It is a story of divine purpose, of redemption, and of healing. It is a story that began thousands of years ago, but it is far from over. This is just the beginning. The world is waiting for the black Israelites to rise, to fulfill their divine calling, and to show the world what true justice and righteousness look like. And this is not just about reclaiming a lost identity. It is about embracing the fullness of who we are as children of the covenant, chosen by God to carry his message of love, mercy, and justice into the world. The time is now for the black Israelites to rise, to walk in their divine calling, and to fulfill the promises made to our ancestors. As we rise, we must support one another, encourage one another, and walk this journey together. The strength of the black Israelites lies in their unity, in their shared purpose, and in their collective faith. Together, we will fulfill the divine mission set before us. Together, we will rise as a people, united by the truth of who we are and the divine purpose that God has placed on our lives. The time has come for the Black Israelites to rise, to walk in the fullness of their divine calling, and to fulfill the promises made to their ancestors. The world is waiting for us to step into the light, to bring justice, mercy, and healing to those who need it most. Let us rise, let us shine, and let us walk in the fullness of God's truth. The awakening is here, and we are the ones who will carry it forward. Together, we will rise, and together, we will change the world. As we come to the end of this powerful journey together, I want to leave you with this thought. Awakening is not just about discovering your past. It is about stepping into the fullness of your divine future. For too long, the children of Israel, especially the Black Israelites, have been hidden, misrepresented, and erased from history. Yet, as we are witnessing, the time of awakening is upon us. The truth that has been buried is rising, and with it comes a profound responsibility. The light of justice, mercy, and truth has always been inside us, and now is the time to shine that light brightly for the world to see. This awakening isn't just about us as individuals reclaiming our history. It's about embracing the divine calling that has always been ours. From Moses to Solomon, from the days of exile to the restoration of God's people, the story of the Black Israelites is one of purpose. It's a divine plan unfolding, not just in the distant past, but in this very moment. We are living in the fulfillment of ancient promises, and we are called to rise, walk in our truth, and fulfill our divine destiny. But as we rise, we must remember that our journey is not solitary. The Black Israelites are not just individuals, they are a collective, a community called to shine together. And it's through this unity, this shared purpose, that the divine mission will be fulfilled. As we embrace our identity and divine calling, we must also reach out to one another, uplift one another, and support each other in this journey. Together, we will rise. If this video has brought you peace, has awakened something in your soul, or has helped you find hope in dark times, I invite you to share in this journey. Your support, no matter how small, means the world to me. Every like, every comment, and every subscription not only helps spread this message, but also fuels the energy needed to continue this work. If this message resonates with you, and you feel that the truth we are uncovering is worth sharing, I ask that you help carry this light further. The power of unity and support will allow us to keep growing and keep shining. Your contributions, whether in the form of comments, shares, or just your continued engagement, help ensure that this truth continues to spread. It is not just about financial support. It's about sharing this light, giving voice to the voiceless, and continuing to empower one another. Your engagement is invaluable. Together we can help others rediscover their divine purpose, just as we have. Every small step, every bit of energy shared is a piece of the puzzle that will lead us to a brighter future. This is not just a moment in time, this is a movement, and movements are made of people like you, those who are willing to listen, to learn, and to rise. As we continue to uncover the truth of who we are as Black Israelites, we are not only healing ourselves, but we are also healing the world. The awakening is not just for us, it is for everyone. As we walk in our divine calling, we bring the light of justice, healing, and truth into the world. The time is now for us to rise and fulfill the promises made to our ancestors. Together we will shine, and together we will bring about the change the world so desperately needs. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this journey. Your energy, your support, and your belief in this message mean everything. Let's continue this journey together, knowing that as we rise, we fulfill the divine plan set before us. The world is waiting for us to take our place, to walk in the light, and to shine for all to see. We are the children of the Most High, and our time to rise has come.